If you run an e-commerce brand that sells consumable products, you're probably leaving money on the table. Most brands send random emails and hope for repeat purchases, but that's not enough. If you want to turn first-time customers into repeat buyers, you need the Klaviyo Flow live. I'm talking about the replenishment reminder flow. Over the years, I've helped multiple brands set this up the right way and seen firsthand how it boosts retention and increases lifetime value. So let's get into it. As for me, I'm Mike. Here you can find more info about me and my contact details if you want to get in touch. I've also included the exact document we'll cover in the description down below, so grab it, use it, tweak it, it's all yours. Alright, and here's a quick look at what we'll cover in this video. So first we're going to talk about what a replenishment reminder flow is. Then we'll go over why it's important to have this flow in place. After that, we'll dive into product usage cycles, meaning how to time your emails and how to segment your flow. I'll also give you a full flow outline, and finally we'll talk about how to optimize your replenishment reminder flow and the most important A/B tests to run. All right, let's get into it. So first, what is a replenishment reminder flow? A replenishment flow is a simple but powerful set of automated emails that remind customers to restock consumable products before they run out. This flow is a must-have for brands selling products that need regular replacement or refilling, like skincare, supplements, pet foods, or other everyday essentials. Why is it important? Now here's the crazy part. Even though this flow is a total must-have for any consumable brand, still many brands aren't using it, and honestly they're leaving money on the table, because when you set this up the right way, it comes with a ton of benefits, and let me walk you through a few of them. So first, the replenishment flow increases customer retention and lifetime value. When customers receive a timely reminder to restock before they run out, they're much more likely to buy again. So this keeps your brand top of mind, reduces churn, and turns one-time buyers into loyal long-term customers. Second is it enhances the customer experience. Replenishment reminders make life easier for customers by taking the guesswork out of when to reorder, so they don't have to wait until they've run out. And three, it reduces marketing costs. It costs far less to keep a customer than to find a new one. This flow helps you drive more sales from your existing customers with minimal effort and no extra cost. So yeah, hopefully by now you can see why this flow is a no-brainer and why it deserves a spot in your strategy. And now let's jump into the product usage cycle and the segmentation. Alright, so a big part of making this flow work is timing. Your reminders should match how long the product actually lasts. That's why it's important to look at your customers' typical usage patterns to figure out when they're likely to reorder. This will help you decide how long after their last purchase they should enter the flow. So for example, if a product lasts about 30 days, send the first reminder around day 25 to encourage reordering before they run out. And also keep in mind that if you sell multiple products with different usage cycles or products that come in different sizes, your timing should reflect that. For instance, someone buying a 30-day supply of vitamins should get a reminder around 25 days after their purchase, while someone who bought a protein powder tub that lasts around 90 days might only need a reminder after about 2.5 months. So that's why it's important to split your flow or create separate flows for products with different usage cycles, so each customer gets reminders that actually make sense based on what they bought. Now I'm going to show you the structure of the flow. We'll go in depth on each email, but first let's take a quick look at the overall flow structure. The flow kicks in right after the order is fulfilled. That's our trigger. You can also set the trigger as placed order if you want, but personally I like using the fulfilled order as trigger since it gives us a more accurate timeline for when the customer actually starts using the product. From there, we wait the appropriate days based on how long the product lasts. If it's a 30-day supply, we'll send the first email around day 25. And email 1 is a friendly, hey, you might be running low reminder. And 2 days later, email 2 goes out. So same idea, but now we add a bit more urgency. And you can think of it as a low stock messaging or just a nudge that supplies don't last forever. After that, we are going to split the flow, so first-time buyers get an incentive to reorder, followed by a last chance reminder when the offer is about to expire. And then there's repeat customers that get a push to subscribe, and we explain to them how it works, the perks, and how easy it is to manage the subscription. And one more important thing, we need to make sure the right flow filters are set, because we only want this going to people who actually should be getting these reminders. So the filters I recommend are placed order 0 times since starting the flow, no cancellations since starting the flow, no refunds since starting the flow, haven't been in this flow in the last 30 days, and if it applies to your brand, exclude subscription customers. This way you avoid sending a "hey, time to reorder" email to someone who already reordered, got refunded, or is already subscribed. Okay, now let's dive into each of these emails with more details. So we'll start with email 1. Now, this is the running low. The goal of this email is to remind your customers to reorder before their supply runs out. So for the content in this email, keep it really straightforward. First, start with a friendly reorder reminder. So nothing salesy, just a quick, "hey, you might be running low, want to top up." Then include a dynamic product lock so they see the exact item they bought last time and can reorder in one click. If you're using Klaviyo's pre-built replenishment, this block is already included, so you don't have to set it up manually. You can also add an optional bestseller section here. It's a nice touch if they're open to trying something new. And finally, add in a couple of quick customer reviews just to reinforce trust and remind them why they chose your brand in the first place. And that's really it for the first email. It's super simple. It's just a clean reminder to restock. The timing here plays a big role. Let's move on to email 2. This is scarcity. This email is all about creating a little urgency so they restock before their favorite products sell out. In terms of content, we'll start with a low stock heads up. So something like, "hey, some items are running low, so now's a good time to restock." And just to be clear, we're not telling them their specific product is running out unless that's actually true. We're keeping it honest by saying some items are low in stock, which still creates urgency without misleading anyone. Then, just like before, we showed the exact product they bought last time so they can reorder in one click. And we wrap it up with a short review or testimonial to rebuild trust and remind them why they chose our brand in the first place. Okay, moving on to email 3. This is the incentive. So this is for the first time buyers. And at this point, the goal is simple. If they still haven't reordered, we're giving them a little push with a limited time offer to get them to restock. In terms of content, we need to introduce a small time-sensitive discount to encourage reordering, then show the product they ordered last time so they can reorder in one click. Also throw in a bestseller section here for customers who might want to try something new. And finally, make it clear that the offer doesn't last forever. One thing I recommend here is using a dynamic time-sensitive discount code so it feels more personal and adds that extra little sense of urgency. Alright, now let's take a look at the third email, but this time for repeat customers. So the goal here is to upsell your repeat customers to your subscription plan. In terms of content, we're really focusing on 2 things here. First, clearly explain how the subscription works, and second, highlighting the benefits they get for joining. So inside the email, keep everything simple and easy to understand. So we need to start by quickly walking them through how the subscription works, then address the common questions right away. So we need to let them know it's flexible, they can skip, pause, or cancel anytime with zero hassle, and this removes most of the friction people usually have with subscriptions. Make sure to mention how easy it is to manage everything from their account in just a few clicks. And finally, talk about the perks. Yes, savings are great, but go beyond that. Things like subscriber only benefits, early access to new launches, free shipping, and whatever else makes being a subscriber feel special. And lastly, we have email 4. This is the last chance incentive email. And the goal here is simple. It's basically give customers one final chance to reorder before the offer expires. Now, in terms of content, we need to remind them of the discount or incentive from the previous email. We need to let them know the offer is ending in a couple of hours. And just like before, include a dynamic product block so they can reorder what they last bought with one click. So keep it super easy. That's the full breakdown, but it doesn't end there. Now let's talk about how to optimize your replenishment reminder flow. And below are just a few examples of high leverage A/B tests to run. So first is timing. Test when that first reminder goes out so you can figure out the sweet spot before they run out. Next is incentives. Try different offers to see what actually motivates your audience the most. And finally, our subject lines, we need to experiment with different angles like urgency or curiosity to see which ones get people to open and engage. All right, so if you are an e-commerce brand and want help setting up a high converting replenishment reminder flow, my team and I can build it for you and make sure it's fully optimized to drive repeat purchases. And if you want support beyond this, we also help brands with their full email retention strategies so you can maximize lifetime value and get the most out of every customer. And you can find the link to book a call in the description below. And of course, as always, if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. I'm always happy to help. You can also follow me on my socials for more tips, insights, and practical guides. I have put the links to my socials in the document below, so feel free to check it out. Thanks for watching.